Hey guys, it's Erin. I'm just hanging out in my living room and thought I would make a video to chat with you guys. It's a pretty chill video and hoping to just chat a little bit about things and also get some feedback, some comments from you. So I would really appreciate some, help in some of the things I'm talking about. And I actually just got done filming a live stream. It was about a half hour, which was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but I was having a lot of problems with it. It wasn't showing up on my channel, and it also seemed very glitchy. And so I'm just going to blame the planets because it's Mercury retrograde right now, and I'm gonna just say maybe it wasn't supposed to do that. But either way, I'm here now, and what I'm gonna do is just kind of give a condensed version of what I chatted about on the stream, because I do want to pose some things to you and talk about some things. The first thing I want to talk about is the channel in general, which is, I think you guys have, if you have watched me for a while, you've probably noticed that I've been uploading a lot more frequently the past couple of weeks, because previous to that, I think it had been maybe a year, or I would just go really long amounts of time without uploading. But I always, I always want to. Like, I always think about it, even when it's been super long since I've done it. I've always been like, oh, I really want to make a video, or like planning ideas in my head and like putting ideas in my notes section of my phone and things like that. And a lot of you know that I do like freelance social media work, which is really exhausting. And social media has been tough for me lately, for a while now, to be honest with you. I think you guys all will probably know that there's a lot of pretty awful people on social media. And I know YouTube is a form of social media, but I really mostly mean like Facebook and Twitter. A lot of people are unfriending and unfollowing a lot of people, and there's a lot of vitriol and hate and things like that. Even with the clients and the people that I've worked with, I have really had a lot of like stress and pressure and things for a while now. And so I've been thinking a lot lately about what it is that I want to do, and really asking myself a lot of questions, and I'm doing like pros and cons lists and stuff like that. And what it comes down to is like, even though there's been a lot of time in between some of my videos, uh, this has been a constant for me for 7 years now. I made my first video in March of 2012. I refuse to watch those videos, and I'm only leaving them up because people tell me to. I don't even know what camera I'm using, probably like a Nokia brick or something. And I am like 40 pounds heavier, and oh man. My clothing store roleplay has gotten over 20,000 views, which is both awesome and mortifying because of I just don't like the way I look. But anyway, I I've been thinking about it a lot, and one of the reasons why I've come back recently the way that I have is because it's been pulling me to do this more, to do it as much as I can, because it's fun for me. I love public speaking, and I love doing videos. I love creating ideas and filming them and coming up with things to say and things to do. um, it checks a lot of boxes for me, and I love interacting with everyone and getting requests and hearing how much people love the videos. It means a lot to me. Um, but it's really not possible to do this often if it's not like one of the main things that you do. And if I'm stressed out with like work or projects or clients or whatever, it doesn't really leave me much time or energy to be able to do this. Even though I've been doing this for 7 years now, I still I don't have anywhere near the correct like equipment or anything to be able to do it. Um, I'm not kidding to you right now. I'm not making this up. I am filming this right now on I have a laptop stand, like one of those ones that has like the sand underneath of it. I have a laptop stand, a stack of paper, like a ream of paper, and a can of double bubble, like one of those big 340 piece ones, and then my equipment on top of it. The only thing I've even kind of invested in is this right here, which you see in almost all of my videos, which is this microphone that I love. And I only invested in microphones. I have this and one other one. I only did that because I feel like if you're doing ASMR videos, if you have nothing else, you should have nice microphones because it's really about that. But I have no lighting, no editing software, not really able to edit anything because I don't have editing software or a lot of training in that. And I don't have, I'm pretty much limited to my laptop or my phone, which are okay, but then you have to like tape stuff up and like clip things to things and basically like pretend you're in stage crew all over again. So I I just I want to do this more, and I want to do a better job with better equipment and not have to like hang lamp. Like I have a lamp over here that like is just the lighting's not good, and I do the best that I can, but it's not great. It's not anywhere near as good as it could be, and that bothers me. So I this is sort of an announcement, I guess, about the fact that I'm going to be coming back more often because I love it and I miss it. And with that comes some questions and some feedback from you guys. One of the main things that I did want to talk about in this video is my channel name. Obviously, it is Audible ASMR. I never say it, I don't bring it up. Usually I just say, hey, it's Erin, so that people can kind of know who I am. But I created it obviously in 2012, and at the time that I created that channel, if you guys remember all the way back then, first of all, the company Audible, like the audiobook company, didn't exist yet, so I want my royalties, Jeff Bezos. And also, all of the ASMR at that time was Audible. Very, very, very few people, if anybody, ever showed their face at that time. I remember a couple people specifically from around that time that don't do it anymore, like their channels don't exist, and I never knew what they looked like. It was all just like back then, to be honest with you, it was mostly just black screens. Like, it was mostly just audio. Nobody even had their cameras on. I don't even know if the phones were good enough back then to do that. So that was kind of where that came from, was that it was typically just you listening to like tapping or like keyboard sounds and stuff like that, I think. But it was really mostly just tapping and talking, and that was it. And these days, I don't think it really resonates with me. It doesn't really like connect with me. I don't have a draw to it. I don't use it in my videos like because I don't like love it. So I have been contemplating changing it, but I also just don't want to throw a bunch of people off. I don't have exactly what I would change it to right now. I don't want to really start thinking about that unless people are cool with it. But if I'm going to start doing this more often and I'm going to start maybe getting some new subscribers and getting a little bit more into it and increasing like the amount of people watching, I would like to have a name that I think reflects me and isn't so generic and is maybe better to like search and stuff like that. I also would love to start an Instagram, which would be a little bit more interactive, and I would want to kind of have the name down before I did something like that. And the only other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was the idea that I was talking about in the beginning, which is that it's really hard to do this and just do this more like part time or full time with just no support whatsoever. And so I have been thinking about doing a Patreon, and I want I want to be like super clear about the fact of two things. One is that I don't want anybody to think that I'm like selling out or anything like that. That would be awful if somebody thought that. I've been doing this for 7 years. I have over 80 videos and I love doing it. Like, it's not about being rich or anything like that. But it is about time and effort and preparation and props and equipment and things like that. And also just showing some more personal stuff, I guess. I am again, social media person, and I teach a lot of like training. I teach social media for business, but also social media safety for parents. And I always advise against posting anything too personal or identifiable or whatever on public channels, because it's just not smart. And so I would like to get to know people a little bit better and chat with them and post about my more like me and get a little bit more connected to a lot of the people that watch, and not just in a let me pretend to be a dress shop person kind of thing. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but if some of the things that I personally like that or hobbies of mine or whatever that I would never really talk about on here in any kind of in-depth, things like places that I've traveled, or I really into the WWE, which I don't think anybody really knows about me, and some of the books that I read that are really meaningful to me, personal projects or creative things that I'm doing, and like behind the scenes type of things. And so actually, I have been working on a Patreon. It does exist. It has been created. There are 6 different tiers. One of them is a like an early access thing. One of them is a book club. The book club is something that really means a lot to me. I've been reading and I'm just really into it for a really long time. And there are like tons of books that have changed my life and given me like new perspective and things like that. And I really want to do ASMR style book reviews and talk about just what they mean to me and why, and like advice and stuff like that. So that exists on there. There is a behind the scenes section on there, and then there is a like an insider vlog kind of thing where it would be things that are just more personal to me, whether it's like trips that I'm taking or day-to-day things, work, or anything that's like more about me and not just about like channel role plays and stuff. And then there's a last one which is like more commission based things. Like I would do like specific videos for those people. And so again, I don't really like it stresses me out. Like it makes me anxious to think that anyone would, like, I don't want anybody to think that I'm just not gonna do this, like still operate the YouTube, because I will, no matter what, that I'm going to do this. And I will post more often than I did, which, I mean, anything's more than once a year. I usually do my Christmas video and like that's it. Um, so it will be more often, no matter what. I'll try to do a video every week or two, no matter what. But if anybody wants to check out the Patreon, at first I was just gonna say you can go check it out, like you can go search for it, but I think I'll put the link in the description just because I am talking about it and it does exist. So if anybody has any questions or they want to check it out or whatever, I will put that in there. And no matter what, I love this, and I I I want to keep doing it. And I think it's taken me a while to come to the conclusion that this is here for me, and I want to do it more like full time, like make something out of it. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I'm the kind of person who like jumps from project to project or like creative type things. I always have some idea for an LLC or something that I'm like gonna do, whether it's like a podcast or a website or a business or whatever. And I jump around and I've been looking for what I want to do, and I thought to myself, like, no matter what I've done, whether I've done it for 2 weeks or 2 years or whatever, no matter what I have tried and gone and done and searched out and everything like that, no matter what, I've always come back to this. And it's always been there, and I've always felt the desire to, even like I said before, even when I was not really making videos regularly, I was always thinking about it. Like I was always like, oh, you know, like what kind of, like making a list of things, like what would be the next videos and stuff like that. And but you know, whether it was work or stress or no time, or I had 3 jobs or whatever it may be, you know, I was house sitting and I was working at a grocery store and doing social media, and it's tough to be creative when you're stressed out, and when you're stretched too thin and all that. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns. If you think I'm crazy, or you want me to do this more often, or you want to patronize me, or check it out or whatever. So this has been 20 minutes. That means I shaved 10 minutes off of my failed live stream, which is nice. So I'm gonna get going now, and I thank you so much for watching. And just so you guys know, because I think I did forget to mention this when I was talking about the Patreon thing, there actually are already some videos up there for some of the tiers. There is one one in the yeah, there's one which is a tour of my vision board, which I just finished. There's one which is a book review, and there's one which is the behind the scenes, and those are like 3 different tiers. So I wanted to give people an option to, I don't know, I tried to make them different enough so that depending on what people are interested in, they could just pick that one. And I haven't put anything yet in the personal vlog, or well, I haven't obviously put anything in the commission one because no one would have been able to request it yet. But I haven't put anything in the personal vlog one because, to be honest with you, I really don't think people are going to be interested in that. Like, so if anybody signs up for it, I will start vlogging right away. SmackDown is tomorrow, so we could talk about that. I'm a big E fan. And so, yeah, whatever you guys think. And I love all of you. And you guys, a lot of you guys have been with me for so long, and it's insane to me. Somebody that made a comment the other day had been subscribed to me for like 5 years. And I was just like, wow, you guys are great. So I'm going to go, and I will talk to all of you guys very, very soon.